Hello, friends. So today I will talk about the features that we discussed in the last video, like what features we are going to work on the Angular forms. If you have not checked that video, please check it. Then we will start working on this Angular forms, like how you can work on those things. So let's start the coding part now. So what features we discussed there, like we will create a basic HTML, we will create a basic Angular form, and that we will basically add a one basic employee form in which we will need to add fields. So we will create one input form and we will add those fields: first name, last name, and the skills. Means with the employee button, skill button, and on submit button we need that JSON data, and with the remove button we need to remove that employee data in the UI. So we also displaying the UI whatever values are entering. So we are going to develop this one by one, like how you can approach this. So what's our concern is basically just to put it in the last, create a basic form, add a column employee in which we need to add fields, like add a field, create a basic form to get data from the user. Now let's start the coding part. Like, so these are the features that we are going to cover for the Angular forms. So let's deep dive into like how we can create a form. So I have run the project here. So if you see here, it's running now, form component. Now we will add those fields whatever we discussed. So as we discussed, like we will add a button under that. With the button, we will user can enter. With the user, the user can add employee. So firstly, let's create like form. Like we have the form control. So under the form, like what fields we have discussed, and so before proceeding, like I think you must aware of the form elements and the HTML elements, all those things. So here, like firstly we are creating a basic block, like what we need to show, and so this is just to show that employee data, and so in under the employee data what we have to add, we have to add the first name field. This is for first name, this is for last name, and there is one more field we need to add, like if user remove uh, that employee, and we also decided put skills. So let me add more space now. Okay, so what are the prerequisites for, like you must know about the form group, and you must know about the form array name. You can check my other videos to get all those information, like what are these fields. Form group, form name, this is just for related to the form, which is related to the Angular forms, and this is related to the what are the dependencies that we will going to use here, like if you know about ng4, because these are the multiple contents we are going to add, and form array name, and what we have controls we have, and what we have from group name we have already discussed. From group name need we must know, and what we have Just means how you can find the index of each ng4 element. So these are the basic things you must aware of. And so as we discussed, like you must know about the pipes also. Here we are going to use JSON pipe to display the employee data. So all these are the we can say these are the prerequisite. So if you know about, if you not know any of the field, then you must just check about these things, then proceed with the video. So as we discussed, like here what we need to do. So firstly what we do, firstly we will create a HTML structure. So what how we are going to achieve this? So firstly we will create HTML structure. Then after that we will come to the coding part, how you can achieve those things, what properties you need, properties and properties you need, and what we have, what things we need to add in constructor, and what need, what things we need to inject in constructor, and what we have. Okay, and you must know how to create a new functions, what properties you need to add, what methods we need to create to add, update data. So means you can say, I mean, we need to create, to add, update data. It means these are some kind of CRUD operations we have. And what we have, form group we already discussed, means we also use form builder to fill to, these are the Angular utilities we must aware of. We have, like, these are the controls we have. We also have one field which is array. So means to, if we have multiple elements, in that case we use array. And mm, okay, and there are things like set value, patch value. These things are also good to learn. If you want to set some static data, all those are set value, patch value, and what we have. Uh, so these are the things. And means if you want to track any value of the form, then you can use value changes for that. It will help you to track the changes, and according to that you can modify the things. And here what I discussed about the array. Okay, this is a inbuilt function, this array. Okay, and what we have, what we need to keep in mind, value changes. And there are other functions also, like remove at, like if we are removing here at one element that we discussed here, like uh, means we need to remove button, so that you can also remove any employee data. So for that you need the remove function. And there is a add method of the form. So these are the basic requirement if you want to create this proper form, because this is very important feature. This is very important to learn, because as we work on the enterprise applications, this is very important to learn all those things, how we can create a proper form. So yeah, let's move to the coding part, how we can achieve that. So let's first create a form. So I am starting with, so firstly let this clear create here what things we need to add. Like so what we are creating an employee form. So it is some kind of form group we have. And what and as I discussed, we need to create some. So if you study the my if you study about the Angular forms, you study about the form builder we have. So means we also need to inject that form builder here so that you can create a proper form builder. So okay, so these are the forms that we have. Later we will add the functionality part and what functions we needed here, like uh, we if so we also need to create a function so as we are adding the button. So if we are adding, so you need to call that function to create the new employee data. And what we have after that, what we need, this is a new employee data. And I mean, this is in this we basically add the static data what each employee needs. So to achieve that, uh, to concat that new employee data in the old model. So for that we also need a function so that it will be merged to the same array. Then we also need to create a function remove employee. So what it do? It basically remove the employee the particular position that we discussed, and we discussed like with each employee we have the skills also. So what we need to do, we need to add the employee skills so that you can add the skills to the particular employee. So for that what we need the index. And same as a function that we created for the new employee, we also need to create it for the new skill also, because we are also adding multiple skills here. New skills we have, new skill. And same like we added for the add employee, we also need to create a function like add employee skill. And what we have another function, and we also removing the skill also. So create a same function. This is some kind of nested thing, so it means we are adding the data in the same that form field. So remove employee skills we have. So means we can remove that particular skill. And as we discussed, like we need to show the JSON data, like what data user has entered. So here on the submit we can call one function. So these are the basic functions that we need to achieve that. So now let's deep dive into like how we can create HTML and how we can move forward. So here so now let's start with, so first is button. We are going to add on the button, we will add click. So in that click we will add a employee. And what we have, so as we have creating form, so in Angular if you're working on the form you need to create a form group. So here you can see there are lots of things we have. So it is, we can assign our form here, this is our form. So and on the submit of this we can create a function. This is Angular provide ng submit we have. So and just submit, this is the function that we have. So on the submit we will call that function. And what, and as okay, so now this thing is in the, this is a parent element in which we are going to add our employees. So now let's define our employees, like these employees will be available here. The employees, so these are the multiple datas we have. So these are the employees that we are going to add here, employees. And so under the employees we have multiple, means with that we have multiple employees with the skill set data. So now what we are going to define, we are going to define our the same employees that we created. So and so here what we need to we need to do one more thing here, like we need, as we are defining employees under that form. So what we need to do, we need to firstly create a property like this in the under this form. So what we have, employee form equal to this dot this form builder dot. So in under this group what we need to create, we need to create a form with the employees that we have. So we can create a form like employees, and under this employees what we have, we have the multiple data also of the skills and work of the employer. So here we can use this thing and the array function in which we can add the new employee. So here like here this is just for initialization. Like here I am using, here I am initializing it with the, I am initializing with the one employee. So you can also add multiple employees here, like new employee, and you can define the things like that. So as it is an array, so you can, so I am initializing it with the one object, and this employees basically it is a form control. So we are going to use it everywhere in the form. So here we are using employees. So now let's move to the other part that we have. Like here in this form we have multiple employees. So we, for that what we can do, we can use the ng for, and under that we can define the data employee of, and we have the multiple employees. So so we can take that employees from there. And okay, so what is the syntax for that add employees? Because we need to find out the controls of that employee. So yeah, we can find out this control of this employee like by writing the same thing, because we need to extract the employee's controls. So here we have this controls, and employees, okay. And what we have under that, uh, we need to define more objects, like employees. It is showing error employee does not exist. Okay, I think we need to create some getter setter for that. Okay, yeah, we will create that. But before that, let's add the different form group names we have. So under that, what we have form, under that what we have different forms. So now we are defining the employees. So here we need to define another function just to show that employees data. Employees, we can define employees. Under that employees what we have, so because these are the array, so we need to show that data of particular element. So here we can use that, and as we are using employees field everywhere, so let's use employees there. And it is what it is. Why it is showing error? Because we have not defined the type here. So we can define like what it returns. So what it returns, basically it returns a form array. So here it is showing error. Okay, so here we can define like this. It will basically return the form array. What is it showing? Control spark. So here this is, we can define its type. So now it will be fixed here. So now we will get the data of particular, now we will get the data of particular employees. So now we can move forward with our form. So now what we have, form array name we need to define. Okay, so it's what's next is basically this is the employees data. Okay, so under that now we need to define more fields. Just employees controls. Okay, so now we have form group name in which we are passing, so as we need the index of each element. So yeah, we can use that employee index, and here uh, we can define our controls like name, input type, input type to text, and it is a form control name. equal to, so as we are, this is a first name, first name. So form control name equal to, this is also called a first name. Okay, so now we have another field which is in this form, which is basically a last name. So now last name will be the same property that we have last name. Okay, now what we have, so here under that we also need to add a button so that we can remove the employee. Click on this click, we also need to remove the employee, and here we can add the text remove. So this is just one form group name that we created, and here what we need to do, we also need to create one more thing, which is the same thing like employees that we created. So here we will just need to create for the here we just need to create it for the skills only. So now this is the block that we have. Now let's create a block for the skill section. So this is a div we have. Under that div, what we need to do, we need to create another div block which is of the skills. So what we need to do here, let's create another block, div form or a name which is just for the skills that we are going to add, and under that same things we also need to again follow same things because it is also an array. So here what we have, let's copy paste that things at scale of, so we have created a function employee skills. Under that we need to pass that employee index, which employee index we need to uh, we need the data, and it is a skill index. Now under that what we have, we need to define the same form group name here also. So what it is a skill. So as it is a so now this is another form group name. So here we will pass the skill, and here we will create the same set like we created for the first name. So this is just for this is to show the skill part. Skill input type equal to this text, and it is form control name, it is for the skill that we have. And here we discussed to add multiple properties, so yeah, we can add those properties also here, like a skill, and we discussed about the experience. And what we have the label, so we need to define these three fields also. It is skill, it is experience, and it is label. So here now what we have, we again need to add a button to remove the skill. Button to remove employee skill. So here we can do that, and we can remove the skill of that. Now what we have, now we are done with the creating our skill set. So now if you want to add more skills, so here what we can do, we can create a button for that, like we can create a button just to uh, add more skills. Click function, and that's what we have, remove squares. So here we can add employee skills, and which index we need to add those skills, so we can define like that. We can define the text add skill. So yeah, we can do we can create a basic form. So now what we have created a form. Now what we need to do means we need to show that data also. So now we can write like that employee form, and under the value we will get all the values. This is we can just define JSON pipe here, and this is employee form here. So under that we can find the all the values. So let's format it. Let's see the output. So as you can see here, we will get our data, and here I just want to add one style so that you can easily detect the things. So here with this we can add a style so that we can define the different employees. We can easily find out which employee is different. So here we can define, so let just adding some so that it will be more clear. We can add padding, and what we have, we can add margin also. So you can see we have defined all those things. So now in the next video I will discuss about how we can add the functionality part. So this is a basic structure that we created. So now, so I will add the functionality in the next video. Thanks guys for watching.